Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing okay today. So I thought today I might aim a video at the more junior or graduate people. I've been trying my best over the last little while to get into software groups on Facebook and LinkedIn and stuff to try and get an understanding of where people are really struggling, and where I might be able to help or offer some advice or guidance, however you want to put it. And one of the questions I've seen come up a few times now is around the breadth of things that junior and graduate people feel like they need to learn. So when you're leaving college, it's very easy to get into the trap of, I need to know all the things essentially. I need to know, every framework going. I need to know every language going. And to be completely honest with you, you don't. You need to, if that's how you think, or if you feel yourself going down that road, I want to give you a different opinion on maybe how you should be thinking about the things that you're learning. So let's think about what is a software developer first of all. So what is the job of a software developer? Is the job of a software developer to know 76 different frameworks across C Sharp, Java, and Golang? No. The job of a software developer is to solve problems. So what do I mean by that? When you get employed, when you start working with a team, what you're not going to be asked is, are you up to date with every single new framework going? What you're going to be asked to do is to solve a problem. The customer's going to come to you and say, this is the problem that I'd like to solve. And you, along with your team, are going to have to lay out a solution for how you think that might work. Now, obviously, there are frameworks out there that are going to help you get to your endpoint quicker, get to delivering value quicker. But ultimately, even if you're using those, you need to understand what's going on. There's no point using a framework where you don't understand what's going on under the hood just because it gets you there quicker. That's the equivalent of going to Stack Overflow and copy and pasting code just because it works. If you don't understand it, you shouldn't be using it. So what I'd advise you to do as a junior or graduate person really is to focus more on making sure you can solve problems. Now, I was thinking about this a little bit this morning. I was thinking about the stereotypical view of a software developer or someone who works in IT, let's say. And the typical view of that, if you ask a non-IT person to draw you a picture or to describe to you the people who work in IT, they would talk to you about someone who plays Dungeons and Dragons and love playing board games, and that type of thing. But actually, when you look under the hood of what all those things are, what are they doing? So people who are in the industry and people who are doing those types of things, whether they're playing board games and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons and they're, coding in their free time, what they're actually doing is honing their software development problem solving skills. This is a conversation I actually had with one of my senior engineers a little while ago around junior engineers generally, that they do get caught up in the hype of like the latest new framework, and that's great, but you got to understand how to draw you got to be able to understand how to solve the problem, and that's what you should be focusing on. So yes, absolutely, if you want to go and look at all these frameworks, if you want to go and look at all these libraries that are available to you to help you do your job, do it, but make sure it's in the context of problem solving. Even when I think back to college, right? So for me, for college, going through college was hard for me. It was busy, it was intense. But one of the things that college got really right for us, and this is a conversation I think I had with a few of the people that I was in my course after I left, is one of the things that they did teach us was to solve problems. So yes, I got to work in Java and I got to work in, C Sharp and Python and a bunch of other stuff. But primarily all that stuff was focused at solving problems, and that's where your attention needs to be. So yes, by all means, go after all the nice shiny new frameworks, and by all means go after the lovely new libraries that will help you get the job done quicker. But do it on the understanding that you know what's going on under the hood, and do it on the understanding that if you didn't have these, you'd still be able to solve that problem. That's a big deal, right? So scale your focus in from being wide across the whole of the tech stack that you're involved in. Scale it into, can I solve problems? Can I draw out on a piece of paper how to solve this problem that my customer has given me? And then can I layer on stuff that'll help me solve the problem quicker? That's much more useful for me as a manager and for the teams that I work with than you saying, I can use XYZ framework. Because if you don't understand what's going on under the hood. If you can't solve the problem without those frameworks, then you haven't really focused on the job of a software developer, which is solving the problem. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that gives you a little insight into, when you're thinking about, God, I need to know all the things. You really don't need to know all the things. You need to be really good at solving problems and then layer on other things over time as you learn about more and more frameworks. But focus solely first on solving the problem. I hope that helps someone. I hope that helps all of you, not just someone. But if you have any questions about the stuff that I've raised there, if you have any questions related at all to any of that, or if you just want to have a chat in general about where you are in your career and how you might progress, I'm open to questions. So give me a shout in with DMs on LinkedIn, and I'll chat to you there.